Hello, hello, hello. We are back again. Hope you're all having a good one. Hello, Kick. Hello, Twitch. Hello, YouTube. Man, I'm tired. I had to bust my butt at work, but we made it happen, Captain. You know? Probably gonna be like that for the rest of the week. Oh, man. Well, appears you guys are enjoying Rive Healing Hands on the Void Knight. I've been receiving a lot of questions. Just to reiterate, how am I generating so much ward? This node right here, 7% of current health lost per second equals 7% of missing health gained as ward per second. We use Healing Hands to do this by taking the node Divine Barrier. Now, I had somebody ask a good question in the comments, and perhaps I didn't cover this, so be on the lookout for an updated build guide once I get close to being done with this, but nonetheless, I'm going to answer it right here. I also answered their question on YouTube. Healing Hands is applied so much because of Cleric's Hammer. Every time we land a melee hit, we have a 100% chance to apply Healing Hands. So when we're using something like Rive, for instance, that's what's generating so much. So right now, though, Healing Hands is bugged. Just to reiterate, Healing Hands is bugged. So on this node right here, it's supposed to scale with attunement, but right now it's scaling with healing effectiveness. So I've stacked a lot of healing effectiveness right here, upfront healing, and that sort of thing, and it's allowed me to generate a ton of ward. This will be changed for sure. When? I'm not sure, but it will be changed. Right now, though, I can't remember the last time Sentinel ever had like an absolutely ungodly broken build. I don't even know if I would consider this an ungodly broken build, but it is not as intended, so it will be changed. But I'm enjoying it for right now, but I just want to let you guys know, like, if you want to check this out, maybe do what I'm doing. Watch Perry the Pig's video, watch my video I made, which apparently didn't answer any questions whatsoever, apparently. And get out there and give it a shot, see what you think. But yeah, I do think this is going to get changed. It probably should be changed. I don't want this to become the de facto Sentinel build, because you could do this on anybody. I'm doing it on Void Knight. It's probably the most effective on Paladin, because you already get healing effectiveness from Paladin. On top of it, this deals fire damage. Paladin scales fire damage. Paladin also scales physical damage pretty well. Guess what? Rive does physical damage. Even with this node right up here where Rive deals 10% void damage, so it gets a little void. It doesn't get the void scaling tag, but 10% of its damage comes from void. So if you stack a ton of void, you can do this. I'm thinking the devs are scared because of something like this. You double the chance for the echo, and then on top of that, you triple the damage for the echo when you use this node. If this scaled with void damage, that might be an ungodly amount of damage. So who knows? Because like right now, I won't crit for that much. My echoes will crit for a decent amount because we got increased echo damage when a skill echoes, which happens often with this build. Very, very often. We shall see. So I'm gonna get back to it. I think we pushed the corruption to 130. Yeah, we pushed it to 134. Gonna clear some echoes. I should go do these 3 echoes at some point just to get the buffs. It's just right now I'm having a lot of fun just pushing one. we get some more XP out of it. Yeah, I know I'm not getting specific loot drops, chance increases, but I don't care. I already got so much loot. So one thing that has changed is I have put healing hands on the hotbar. I put healing hands on the hotbar, so we did this yesterday. We've gone to a double hander build, to a dual wielding build. We've dropped shield charge, and we've picked up lunge. So what this has done is our ward generation's not quite as high, but we attack faster. Now, I'm kind of curious. What happens if I just drop all of this healing effect? I am curious. So, we did die. Now, that was kind of my main hesitation about running something like this is like, well, you know, I was deathless. Well, we did die yesterday on stream. It's unfortunate. I think the game lagged a little bit and I got one shot. Doesn't happen often, so I'm not even entirely sure the game lagged, but I died. It is what it is. So let's run these two. This is going to give us a pretty nice amount of critical strike multiplier. Let's just drop this as well. So we're not going to be doing what I said to be doing, which is stack that healing effectiveness. I mean, maybe I'll continue to use these, but our crit is still 108%. Let's go back to the idols. I think I would like to run something like this just for the increase in armor. One thing I'm lacking right now is armor. We can't run Throne of Ambition, which is unfortunate. Unless I dropped one of these guys, which I'm not willing to do right now. Okay, that's a nice little armor increase. So we got health. Okay. Well, we'll stack a little healing effectiveness. It doesn't have to be crazy. So we'll stack these. I think these go up to 45%. So let's go ahead and give it a shot. Yeah. Our healing effectiveness has gone down. We're not generating the ungodly amounts of ward we were before, but that's okay. We don't need to. So this might be more in line with what to expect the build to look like. I think this would still be a good use of the skill. By dropping the healing effectiveness, this is more realistic. Well, we haven't fully dropped healing effectiveness, but nonetheless, it doesn't even really feel like we picked up that much damage, though. Sure, we'll take that. Like, I figured the damage numbers would be a little bit higher, and they're not. Hey, what up, Blazing Mickey? Okay. Just to see, my armor's around 36% when I do that. Okay, let's take this off. Heyo. So even with all those increases, my armor barely changed. Hey, what up, Jay Wody? Hey, so Jay Wody, I accepted your friend request yesterday. I unfortunately didn't have a lot of time after the stream, so I didn't like reach out to you or anything. That's something that probably will happen closer to the weekend. For the rest of the week, I gotta open at work, so I gotta be there at 6 a.m. So today's stream. Now, somebody recommended yesterday I go back to Shield Rush and do the one where it doesn't require a shield. That might be all good. I was in bed. I work early morning Central Time, which is the same time you start, 8 a.m. Yeah. So normally I've been starting at 7 a.m., but I gotta start at 6 a.m. So yeah, I think a good weekend, little weekend chat. Obviously, we can paint off each other in Discord. It's just that, like, after the stream, I'm like, okay, timestamp this live stream. Looks good. People know where to start. Time to go to bed. Okay, so we're gonna do what people said. Yeah, cool. We're going to take the mana efficiency. Hey, how's it going? Hey, what up, 44? How you doing over on YouTube? I think we'll go with the stun chance. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna go back to Shield Rush for right now, just because I think it'll increase the overall maybe speed we're able to get through things, perhaps. Anything that says clerics I'm going to take. Hey, what up, Rinda? There we go. I think at this point speed might be better just because I'm limited. What's this? When you cast Shield Rush, you create a Void Beam that travels with you, which is a spell that deals void damage over time in a small area. Okay. I'll possibly mess with that. It's a swapping between... Yeah, we're I don't know if it was you yesterday who recommended it, but somebody on stream recommended I try Shield Rush, taking the node that doesn't require a shield. Ultimately, it will go back to lunge because I'm probably going to end up speccing out of a movement skill altogether. So I could spec into... what's the name of that skill? Sigils of Hope. Because Sigils should help increase our damage. And then I don't have to have Sigils spec'd. Or, you know, inversely, I don't have to have, whatchamacallit, Healing Hands spec'd. I like having it on the hotbar just to use it. Okay. Take this point, put it into Paladin. We're trying to get up to Holy Icon, max out Holy Icon, max out Valor. This will give us even more healing effectiveness between the both of them. Plus, Holy Icon should cap our resistances to necrotic, so our only weakness will be poison. Which I'll figure out a way around that. Oh, hell yeah. Right. I mean, I do have a level 100 Paladin, which I could use. The attack speed wouldn't be anywhere near as high, but I could simply transfer everything. Oh, another +3 to Rive. Let's go, chat. Let's freaking go. Look at this. +3 to Rive. If we could find a solid chest piece, you know, something that gives us some good armor. I don't think Titanheart. Yeah, Titanheart, if you're wielding a two-handed melee weapon, it doesn't apply to dual wielding. Because this might be really nice. I don't know about Falconer. I'd want something with some armor, you know? But Holy Aura would be very good. I'm gonna leave that. It's just right now, my Paladin's set up for Smite Hammers and I don't really feel like re-rolling it. Plus, I feel like Perry the Pig already did all this on Paladin, you know? That's where I took inspiration from. I was like, hey, let's do it on Void Knight just to see. What is this? The Weaver's Will Convention? Yeah, Holy Aura would be Banner on the build. Right now, I'm kind of replicating Holy Aura with Anomaly, but no, not fully. There's no way. The way I got Anomaly set up right now is it's kind of like a poor man's Holy Aura with some attack speed. It's a very much a poor man's Holy Aura. The only discernible thing is I can freeze enemies. Works great on bosses. That's about it. So this is a 52 ward gain when using a traversal skill. 12 ward gain per 10 missing mana when you use a traversal. Oh, okay. I feel like cooldown reduction's like the name of the game. Like I get so many items with cooldown reduction now. Subi, how's it going? Hold up, let me read your comment with like some actual dignity here instead of like, huh, Subi? Hi, love your content. You guys really helped me with Void Knight. I'm glad. I'm glad they helped you with Void Knight. That Void Knight Erasing Strike build I uploaded the day before the game launched, that really took off. It's now my #1 viewed video, which I think that's awesome. That's made possible by great people like you, Subi. I loved hearing the people coming in saying, hey, I used your guide and now I'm doing this level of difficulty in the game. And I'm like, dude, that's amazing. Like, I knew it wasn't like the greatest build of all time, but it was fun, you know? And that's what a lot of people told me. They're like, this build was fun. And this wasn't like, you know, Falconer, Warlock, broken mess, whatever. It was fun. That was the best thing. So I'm glad you liked it, Subi. Thank you for stopping by. We're working on another Void Knight build. I started the, well, I don't know about obviously, but I started the season with Paladin, my favorite class, but Void Knight is easily my second favorite class, or I should say mastery in the game. Followed by, honestly, probably Blade Dancer. That Shadow Daggers build was fun. I need to spend more time with the class before I could start making my own stuff. And honestly, I just love Sentinel way too much. I've played Druid. Druid was a lot of fun. This, honestly, the build that I'm playing right now reminds me a lot of Lightning Swipe. Just the way you just attack so fast and everything dies. I thought that was really cool. But it was only logical that my next build that I'm working on, which this one I can't take full credit for at all, or next to any credit, All that credit goes to Perry the Pig. I don't know if he got the idea from anybody else, but he's the first person I heard it from. He didn't credit anybody, so I'm just going to credit Perry the Pig. He did it on Paladin. I was like, let's try this on Void Knight, just because I think it would be cool. Now, unlike my Void Knight build, this build ultimately will probably be best played on Paladin, unless they make changes to the skills. I feel like Rive is such an awesome skill on Void Knight. I just wish it scaled with like some sort of void damage. It's scaling with physical damage mainly instantly gives Paladin a leg up. What about turning Void Cleave into your movement skill? So you guys obviously know I love Void Cleave. And the reason why I'm not using it in this build is for one good reason. It requires a two-handed sword or axe. So if I could narrow this build down, like if I could do like this build with a trophy, that could be fun. Not a trophy. What am I saying? If I could do it with Apathy's Maw. Yeah. You knew where I was going for that one. Now, I just so happen to have a 2LP Apathy's Maw just crying to be slammed. I just haven't found the right item that I want to slam. Obviously, I gotta have a two-handed Exalted Axe. For this particular build, I'd want to slam a T7 melee critical strike multiplier. And then I'd either want... I could do armor shred, but honestly, since you can do armor shred and frailty and all that good stuff on your amulet, I'd probably want critical strike multiplier. I probably want critical strike multiplier. And then, you know, what I'd probably end up doing is maybe not using Rive, maybe using Vengeance for survivability. And then, you know, use Void Cleave. And then, you know what? Let's throw on some Erasing Strikes. Oh, wait. I already kind of made that build. It's just, it's in a different order. It's a different application, but it's like the same thing. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is something. Okay, this is something, chat. I may end up using this over +4 to Rive. I mean, it's already got 24 strength. I might keep the Abyssal Echoes just for the I might keep the Abyssal Echoes just for the void damage. I might roll that off. Who knows? But 24 strength. And it's already got increased health on there. Yeah. That'll be a lot of fun. pull off those shards. Honestly, probably something like that base that we just saw just a moment ago before I tossed it. Might be the best in slot. Let's just shatter this. Shatter. Just, you know, you can stack the echo damage. Okay, cool. So yeah, if you're just tuning in, the build's already changed again. I did update the description on the video I released that's gotten insanely popular. I added a planner. It's already changed. That's why I didn't include a planner in the first place, because it keeps changing. I keep changing this every day. It's not final. What in the world is going on? Oh my god. Thanks a lot. Jeez. That was like damn near a pop-up. Yeah, no. Like on my screen for my OBS, I use the Streamlabs OBS, and I do pay for Ultra so I can stream to all of you beautiful people. And it immediately just took over my entire screen over here going, welcome to Ultra. I'm like, dude, I've been on Ultra. What the That was enough of a distraction for me to look away and just get absolutely zonked. Yeah, WoW is correct, Fo4. So I don't know, like currently, I don't know how far we can push the build with my current stats. Because I'm lacking a lot of armor here, chat. And as cool as this +4 to Rive has been, I could certainly use for some defenses, because ward will not be everything. Yeah. Two LP Falcon Fists. All right. So Falcon Fists are actually kind of insane. You might be going, but why Falcon Fists? Like, you're not a falconer. This is true. But if you look, it's already got implicit melee attack speed on it, as well as flat fire damage. Now, obviously, everything else does not apply. +2 to falconry, obviously you can't use it. +3 to cinder strike, we obviously can't use it. No, that sort of thing. But the attack speed and melee fire damage for us and our minions, obviously we have no minions, so that means next to nothing. Still kind of juicy, chat. Oh, I need more of these. Eventually we will take this build into the arena just to see where it's... Oh, speaking of arena, I need to check. Let's clear this echo. Oh yeah, that +14 of fire penetration is probably gonna be good. I like the fact that this has mana and health on it. This might actually be good for my paladin. Might be a good setup for my paladin. So let's just go over here to Master Yi, which is no longer the Master Yi. You build it all. It's just where I just slam all my other stuff. So sadly, I can't live without Peak of the Mountain at the moment. It's a bit unfortunate, but my critical strike chance drops down to 62. So I would then need the 4 points from Rive to put in the to bulk out the critical strike portion. I'm sorry, I'm gapping really hard, guys. Sorry. Point. I don't know if I ever found Fairboard's dagger before. What's the level? Level 71. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's dump this. Oh, I can't. Alright, let's seal this. Hey, it dropped a glyph of insight. Well, that's how you get glyphs of insight, chat. You gotta use runes of discovery on the items you don't want from the experimental affixes. Alright. No, we're gonna keep going. Gonna keep going down. Oh, I keep forgetting. Check this. I'm fully expecting not to see myself there. I haven't done an arena run since like Saturday or Friday, or well, I'm still there. Somebody with an auto bomber starting to catch up. Somebody with a void knight. No more Mew. He named his character Void. Alright, well, somehow I'm still here, chat. I'm still here. How poetic would it be if Babbling Knight knocks off my main character, Babbling Bike? That would be hilarious. Yes. Yes, they can. But I don't think it can go over if you've sealed the affix. I don't know if you've seen Perry the Pig's version of this, but he actually got the experimental affix to go over on the Falcon Fist. He had a 2 LP Falcon Fist, and he got the lose X number of life per second, gain that amount of life as ward. Chance to chill on hit. Oh, that's cool. Instead of calling this Rive healing hands, we should call this the wood chipper. I don't know when he's going to come back, chat, so I'm just... Oh, there he is. Dude, I could not get that sword from him to save my life. Good God. It's a sword called Eternal Eclipse. There's a build I released last week called the Master Yi build. Just a funny little thing the chat came up with. Now, I was off work last week, so we had plenty of time to stream. And so essentially the Master Yi build, the way it works. Did you already see that video, Jay Wody? How does corruption increase? Good question. Good question. I will show you in a moment if you're willing to stick around. That I'm just gonna call you Joga. Is that yoga? J pronounced with like a Y or Hoga? I'll just pronounce it Joga. Yeah. Don't think so. You're out. Yeah. Okay, cool. I gotta kill this thing real quick. Alright, let's... Okay, so your question is, how do I increase corruption? So, when you're pushing out... So, we start up here, Jogo. And then you start pushing out. You've obviously already done this. You fought the boss, so you've figured out how to do that. Well, keep pushing in a single direction, and eventually you'll start running into these things. They look like little pyramids on a platform, and when you hover over it, if you look at Echo Rewards, it says +4 corruption, +10 corruption from Gaze of Orbis. Every time you kill the boss, you get a Gaze of Orbis. When you do that and you go and fight Orbis, you'll get corruption from defeating Orbis, but you'll also gain +10 corruption per stack of Gaze of Orbis. You stack these by killing the boss in each timeline. Each timeline is separate. You cannot just kill the boss in like all the timelines and then go to one timeline, have a huge stack of Gazes of Orbis, and slam it into Orbis. They're per timeline. And so I'm not going to do it because I'm still farming this timeline a little bit more. I'm trying to push it out further. The further you push out, though, the more corruption you'll gain from Orbis. So yeah, just look for these platforms with the pyramid on them. And that's, you go in there, you defeat Orbis. It's a single boss fight, kind of like the boss fights from the timelines. And then if you defeat them, you push the corruption. Now, if you die to Orbis, you can fight him again, but all these gazes that you've acquired go away. And then obviously, if you're hardcore, you don't want to die to Orbis to begin with. Does that answer your question, Joga? Yeah, so Jay Wody, the Master Yi build was basically, I was just doing your standard Void Cleave build on Paladin, and I was using an axe, so he's attacking kind of slow. And then I found the sword, the Eternal Eclipse. I think it's just called Eternal Eclipse. And the damage on it perfectly matched the Void Cleave build. Just perfectly. It was sublime, right? So the damage was insane, but also being a sword, he went from like to yeah, and so chat went from the chat said, wow, you went from being Jax from League of Legends to Master Yi from League of Legends. I'm like, that's the name of the build. Master Yi build. Another question. How do we proceed to reach the point of corruption? And already make all maps level 100 because it releases the stage level option or being 100. Okay, so what you're going to want to do, Joga, you said you already have all the blessings, so I'm assuming you've already done this. But if you haven't done this, after you beat the Spirits of Fire, Last Ruin, and Age of Winter, check your map. If this little center island is glowing, you're going to want to walk out to it. Here, I'll show you. So I'm going to teleport to the Age of Winter timeline, right? So now I'm at the Age of Winter timeline. There's a bridge. I'm going to go across the bridge. And I'm going to walk towards this little altar. Now it doesn't do anything, right? It has no purpose because I've already activated it. But if you've never activated it before, Joga, you're going to want to walk here manually. You can't teleport to it. You got to walk to it from one of these timelines, or you can even, I guess if you wanted, start here at the bottom and take each bridge that forms up here. I mean, there's kind of no point because you can just instantly teleport to them, right? But you want to go to that little center island. A little cutscene's going to play. You're going to touch this and it's going to be like, congratulations, all monoliths are empowered now. And now that they're empowered, let's go back to where I was. Now that the monoliths are empowered, I'm going to go back to where I was at the Black Sun. It's going to give me an option. I can do normal, which the timeline has a level 66 in this particular case. Or I can now do empowered. And every timeline is now level 100. And then you have corruption. Corruption starts at 100 corruption, Jogo. I've pushed the corruption in this timeline to 134. In empowered monoliths, there is no cap on corruption. You can push this number to infinity if you like. There's people who, with certain builds out there, have pushed this number very high. Like, I'm talking into the thousands. And they've done that by just running through a timeline, continually pushing it down away from the starting point. Either running into the first echo of the first Orbis echo they find, or they keep pushing down until more Orbis echoes start appearing, because there's not just one. More of these appear the further away from the starting point you get. And by completing these, you push corruption. Oh, yes, thank you for your kindness and responding. I'm learning a lot from you. I've been following your reasoning and your builds. One day I want to reach that level. I'm your fan. Oh, thank you very much, Joga. Yeah, anytime I can help, I got your back. Yeah, so clearly most of my damage is not coming from me. It's coming from the echoes. Because you notice, like, at first I'm attacking them, and it's like I'm tickling them, right? And then all of a sudden, the little echo guys right there, little guys who pop up like that, those are the echoes. They're the ones actually doing damage. Okay, there we go. I don't need it. I don't think I have this set. This set used to be extremely common. I don't think I've found it at all. Wonder if they changed that. Yeah, I'm gonna save it. Plus 35 melee void damage. Oh, oops. Oh, okay, so I got a max. So the percent increased void damage, not so much, but other than that, it looks like I've done pretty well with the rolls. Honestly, I'm going to be honest with you, chat. The first time I created a Void Knight was to use that set, and then I never even got around to it. I discovered the awesomeness that is Void Cleave Erasing Strike. And then I never used that set. It's because it requires like level 50 or something just to use the first item. And then by the time I got to it, I was like, dude, I'm already doing Void Cleave Erasing Strike. I don't need this. I need a two-handed weapon. Do you only play solo, or from time to time you play with your followers? I hope one day I can farm some legendary items with you. You're already level 83. Oh, so this cycle, I've gone solo account found, Joga. So that means solo account found means I've taken the solo challenge. And the solo challenge means I play solo. I can't party with other people. I can't trade with other people. I can't join the Merchants Guild. But as a result, I can compete in the solo arena. And what that means is in arena, there's the leaderboards. There's the 1 player, 2 player, 3 player, 4 player. But then if you look at the bottom of that, there's actually a leaderboard for people who have taken the solo challenge like myself. And they get to compete on their own leaderboard. And I primarily do play solo, but I'm not opposed to playing with viewers. It's just right now all my characters are solo account found in this cycle. I only have one character in Legacy that is solo account found. Originally, they were all solo account found. Because you see, it used to be... Oh, so they've enabled it. Okay. So it used to be, I guess not even used to. It looks like I can disable it. So on this character, I could drop out of the solo challenge. I'm not going to do that because I lose my stash. I lose my stash, crafting materials, all that stuff. But I understand. Thank you for sincerely. It's a good game. Yeah, for sure. So Joker, I don't know if you saw this, but since I can compete in the solo arena, I've since taken my philosophy and my builds and stuff like that, and I've competed on the solo arena. Now, in the overall arena, I'm still on the leaderboard. I'm just not very high because there's a bunch of people using Falconer and Warlock, and they're dominating the leaderboard. I'm still there, but I'm not very high. They only track the top 50. But on the Sentinel leaderboard, I'm number 1 on Paladin. This one I used a build from Max Roll. and I made a Smite Paladin, and I took the #1 spot. Now, originally I was #1 with the build that I made. Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. Now, originally I was #1 with the build that I made, but the thing is, it's extremely hard. Like, I need to find the right item to make that build completely work. Otherwise, I'm like hampering myself. And I kept banging my head against a wall. And I was like, forget it. I'm going to play a more established build. And then, yeah, sure enough, I had a lot better items for it. And sure enough, I was able to take the #1 spot with a more established build. Because the build that I made requires a very specific unique that I need to have a decent amount of LP, and I need to get melee critical strike chance on there. And it only drops from one boss. It drops from Rive in the Black Sun timeline. I've only gotten 3 drops of that item in the cycle so far. Only one time did it have LP, and when I slammed it, it sucked. So I'm talking about this sword. I'm talking about Eternal Eclipse. So I got LP on the item, and when I slammed it, I wanted to get melee critical strike chance. I had a nice juicy melee critical strike chance mod affix, and it didn't go over. I got melee physical damage. Sucks. Doesn't help my build at all. If I could find an Eternal Eclipse, I will fire up the Master Yi build again and compete on the arena, because I feel like I'll be a lot more competitive. But for now, I'm just playing other stuff. I'm hoping to eventually find an Eternal Eclipse with 1, 2, maybe even 3 LP, slam it with a sword, and hopefully get what I'm looking for, and then I'll play that build again on Paladin. Honestly, I'll probably be closer to recreating my I'll probably have an easier time recreating my Void Cleave Erasing Strike build on Void Knight and competing in the arena before I can compete with the Master Yi build, because that unique is hard to find apparently. Oh, there we go. No. Runes of Ascendance will only give you items that are in the world drop loot pool. It is a specific boss drop. The only way I can get it is from the boss. And they nerfed the drop rate on items. Ouch. Which, for the most part, we're not really feeling, because it's really easy to target farm uniques, except for boss drops. Boss drops took a hit. Boss drops for sure took a hit. What up, Ricky George? So, like this staff that dropped right here, this Branch of Hollows. Oh, Zenpai, thank you for subscribing over on YouTube. How do you generate high ward per healing hand? Yeah, I'll show you. My video that I released apparently didn't answer a lot of questions on this, so I'd like to do that. What item should I focus on to hit and get the shield return? I'm making a build, but I can't identify it. Okay, you're doing a shield throw build. Honestly, right now, I haven't messed around with this, but Sigion's Reprisal might be something you'd be interested in, Joga, because it adds +3 to shield throw. And then you can also, shield throw normally is an affix you can get on your helmet. So you can even stack shield throw on your helmet and now this shield. So you can get a lot of levels of shield throw with that. Especially if you're using, something like Coated and Erased Sentinel. For your weapon, I would probably look for an axe like this, an Eagle Wing, because if you notice, it has base critical strike chance already built into the item. All right. To answer Zenpai's question, how do I generate high ward per second? So with Healing Hands, yes, it's on my hotbar right now, but I don't use it that often. I might even eventually replace it. With Healing Hands, we generate so much ward because we took Cleric's Hammer, which procs Healing Hands when you use a melee attack. So when I'm doing this and I hit an enemy, those hits are applying a stack. Those hits are applying Healing Hands. And you're like, well, that doesn't answer the question. Where am I getting the ward? Well, when you take the node Divine Barrier, it converts all of your healing to ward if somebody has a particular affix on their gear. And that affix would be % current health loss per second. You gain ward per second based off of your missing health. So if you have this affix and you have Healing Hands and you have this node, and if you stack a whole bunch of healing effectiveness, like I have right here, your ward gain goes insane. Paladin does this super easily. I'm not playing Paladin. I wanted to try this on Void Knight because another creator out there named Perry the Pig has already done it. He did it on Paladin. So I'm actually going to link his build in chat because he goes into way more information than I do. My video was meant to be a hey, I'm trying, like Perry the Pig did this on Paladin, I'm gonna try it on Void Knight, look what I'm doing so far type thing. And then everybody's treating that like that's a honest to God build. So at Zenpai, that is Perry the Pig's YouTube video for Rive Healing Hands Paladin. I'm trying a similar build on Void Knight. I'm having to change it because it's Void Knight. I didn't want to just do a straight copy of his build. I wanted to try it on Void Knight just because it was already done on Paladin. Be like, what would it look like on Void Knight? Because even though Paladin's my favorite class, I'm kind of known as a Void Knight guy. Copy. Thanks. Yeah. Thanks for the help. I'm glad I could help you, Joker. We'll save that. That could be really handy with that health affix already on there. We're gonna break that down. Dude, I'm running into Orbis everywhere now, man. I want those arena keys of memory. Sure. Well, I've pushed down pretty far. What if we went over here? Yeah, let's do this. We can grab this. We can go down here. We can grab that. Bam. Done. Ship it. Shield! Shield! There's shields everywhere! Oh. Do I have to finally... Throwing? When was the last time I accessed this tab? Jeez. This is old. Oh my god. Okay. Let's just create a new tab. We have the money. We have the resources. Call this one keys. That nice sort of purplish pink color. Bam. Now we're gonna put a fresh stack of keys. Hey, what up, Air Dragon? How you doing, man? How you doing, Air Dragon? I'm gonna go grab another drink, chat. Be right back. Had to bail as I type that. How's it going in the fine evening? No problem, Air Dragon. It's going well, man. Eviscerating Moon Hammer. Okay. Sure, why not? Oh, chat. Yes. That's the upgrade we are looking for. We can break that one down. +3 to multi-strike. Let's take it. 119% hammer throw? Yeah, sure. Too many okay, let's see if we can't manipulate this a little bit. We'll take a hit on the Rive portion. Okay, how many of these do I have? I don't have a lot. Armor is fine. I prefer health. If I could seal this, affix. Too many people wanting my time. Gonna need to find a new hiding spot. But it got okay. Yeah, catch you later. Oh, it's sealed. Okay, let's add. Ooh, is this a next level play? Is this a next level play, chat? Because being a non... I mean, okay, so normally, yes, health would be... Okay. Alright, well, we got that on there. Yeah. I'm going to do that. Oh, I wanted to get more out of that, but still, I'm valuing damage. I'm valuing damage more than I'm valuing armor. Okay. Okay, let's see if we can't manipulate this. Lightning resistance. We don't really need lightning resistance. You can use the sealed one as in on new gear. Yeah. So this is using the sealed affix. Man, I value damage more than survivability. I probably should have tried to max out the reduced bonus damage taken from criticals, because that's now gonna kind of mess up my... I feel like damage in this game is more for your sanity and mental health, because there's technically no time limits. Yeah, that's true. That's true. There's no time limits. Now, should I just try and seal the dodge rating? It's sealed. Hopefully I can turn this into cold resistance. Endurance threshold. I probably should have just kept the lightning resistance. Okay, well now I'm capped on poison. I do gotta get a better pair of gloves. Oh, decisions. Well, we're gonna take a point there. We are going to remove that point. I don't feel like we need that. Yeah, I probably should have prioritized. I don't know. We'll probably find we'll probably find something to replace that. We also got to replace this. Okay, if I take these gloves off, we're close. We're close to the crit cap. Okay. Okay, that's good to know. But it's just no fun if damage sucks. Yeah, for sure. For sure. It's purely a dopamine hit. Oh, yeah. Nah. Because this is considered an axe, right? Yeah. The only hand proc by Rive is affected by the echo. Hey, what up, A-Core Zenpai? Only when I do this. Because right now, this is considered a melee attack. You'll every once in a while see my dude echo it. When he does that, I will gain ward if I'm using Healing Hands itself. But when I'm doing this, it is not procced by the echo. I went and tried it on the dummies. How you doing today, A-Core? I'm also playing this build. I'm kind of new, like a lot. I see you playing with Shield Rush. Is it good? Shield Rush is just so I can get around a little bit faster. Honestly, the in-game play would probably be to drop Shield Rush, use Lunge unspect, and then have something like what's the name of that ability? Sigils of Hope. And then use something like Sigils of Hope. Healing Hands, Aura, Sigil, and Reversal. Oh, okay. Well, 1 second. Let me take a look at that. Feels slow. So you're playing Paladin. I'm playing Void Knight, so my setup's going to be a little bit different than you are. So you're playing Healing Hands, Aura, Sigil, and Reversal. Are you using Rive? Are you using this ability right here? Yeah, I'm playing Void Knight. Still, I mean, I can still help you. Paladin's my favorite class, so I know what you're talking about. Yeah, you're using Rive plus Healing Hands. So what you can do. So Sigils is good. What you can do on your hotbar, wherever you have Healing Hands, same build almost. Yeah, it's the same logic. So wherever you have Healing Hands, click on it and click Lunge. All right. When you do that, that's going to give you some mobility. Now you won't be spec'd into Lunge, but you can still use Lunge on your hotbar. Since for your build, you're proccing Healing Hands on Rive hit. So you actually don't need to have Healing Hands on your hotbar. Unless you're doing what I'm doing, which you keep it on there just to use every once in a while to top your ward off. And then you can use Lunge. You have to target somebody, but you can look at a target, press the Lunge button, and then you'll rush towards them. It'll give you a little bit more mobility. Also, consider putting movement speed on your boots. You don't have to necessarily be wearing a pair of Dark Strides like I am. Like, for the most part, I'm getting some benefits since I'm Void Knight. I'm getting a little bit of void damage. I'm getting some movement speed. Plus 10 melee void damage. Those are all cool. The main reason why I'm using this is I got a T7 movement speed on the boots. So even without an ability like shield charge, you can move around. Because the reason why I can use shield charge is I spec'd into it and I took this node. You can shield charge without a shield. Right? But what I'm eventually going to do, once I get enough points into Paladin, like right now, I could drop shield charge, spec into Sigils of Hope, and then either leave Sigils of Hope or Healing Hands off of my hotbar, and then put unspec'd lunge. So here, I will show you that right now. Actually, I'm not going to spec out of that. I'll just show you what that would look like. So I'm going to put lunge. I'm going to put Sigils of Hope, right? So your build might look something like this. Obviously, you wouldn't have Anomaly, but you already have Holy Aura there. So instead of Anomaly, you would have Holy Aura, but your build would look something like this. See, I could still use lunge. I'm just not spec'd into it. So I don't get any benefits, any added benefits to lunge. I could still move around, lunge to the target, boom, move on. You can still cast Sigils if you want. Now, you're not going to be able to freely cast Healing Hands. But it should help improve your mobility. If anything, by a little bit. Now, obviously, what you're going to want to be looking for is like those kind of lunges, right? Those are gonna be what helps you close the gap further, give you a little bit more movement speed. Will it be optimal for endgame? You'll have more survivability and damage than dropping Sigils of Hope and specking into to shield rush like I did. Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good enough for endgame. And what you could do, like, you don't have to use boots like this. You can just try and find something like this. Bam. Now I'm using whatever these boots are. These Heoborian boots. Right? Now you can just walk around like that. Look for something with a T6 movement speed, T7 movement speed, and bam, you're off to the races. You'll be fine. I literally just found those boots off the ground and I equipped them. I might even use them for right now just to further demonstrate my point. Hey, what up, JT? Yeah, so just take the Healing Hands off your hotbar, put the unspec'd lunge on there. Don't spec into it, all right? Just do what I did. Click where you have Healing Hands and replace it with lunge. Still stay spec'd into Healing Hands and Sigils. Epoch, thank you for subscribing over on YouTube. Yeah, on your hotbar. No. So what you're gonna want to, so if you don't have Holy Aura on your hotbar, it won't work. Yeah, so Acor, if you don't have Holy Aura on your hotbar, it won't work. I don't think so. You're gonna want to leave Holy Aura on your hotbar. You're gonna want to take Healing Hands off your hotbar. You'll still proc it when you attack with Rive, right? So what your build's gonna look like, Rive. I've been watching your Racing Strike Void Cleave videos at level 80 now. It's really fun. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. What up, A? So what it's gonna look like is you're gonna have Rive. You're gonna have instead of Anomaly, you're gonna have Holy Aura here. It's like, let's say you had your Healing Hands in E, or whatever your buttons are, and it doesn't have to be in this order. But yeah, you got your Rive, you got your Holy Aura. Wherever you have your Healing Hands, click on Healing Hands. Instead of having it on your hotbar, you're going to click on Lunge. So you'll still be spec'd into... See, I'm not spec'd into Lunge at the moment. I'm still spec'd into Healing Hands. But I'm using Lunge because Healing Hands is getting procced by Rive. So I technically don't need to have it on my hotbar. And then I have Volatile Reversal and Sigils of Hope to complete the demonstration. Right. Not a lot of people realize that you can use abilities that that you're not spec'd into. Right. You don't need it in the hotbar. So you can use an unspec'd Lunge. No. You're not stupid. You said you're not stupid. You said I feel stupid. Don't feel stupid. You're fine. No, you're very welcome, Acor. Hopefully that helps, and tell me what you think. I would recommend Shield Rush. If you're using a shield. If you're using a shield, give Shield Rush a try. The reason why I can't use Shield Rush unspec'd is because it requires a shield. So if I want to use Shield Rush in this build, I have to spec into Shield Rush, which means I'm leaving damage on the table in the form of Sigils of Hope. Or whatever other ability. Obviously, I'm going to need Rive and Healing Hands. Now I'm going to go back to what I was doing before. How far did I push corruption in a Racing Strike Void Knight? So in beta, so before the corruption changes, I pushed it to 630. After they changed corruption, I went and played the Void Knight again. Okay, so far so good. I understood. Let's go. Yeah. All right, go for it, Acor. Have fun. So after the corruption changes, because, you know, they made corruption quote unquote harder by boosting the number of boosting this number right here directly tied to corruption, the health and damage. I went back and played the Racing Strike NJP Aiken, thank you for following on Twitch. I went back and played oh, you're Acor. Hey, what up, Aiken? I went back and played it with the new corruption, and I pushed the corruption to 650. I then stopped because the servers on day one actually stabilized enough for me to go back and play in the cycle. So I've left him there. But yeah, I pushed 650 corruption with the new corruption changes. Let's go kill. Oh, there you go. Yeah, certain attacks can one-shot them. Now, you can circumvent that if you find yourself a Ravenous Void, which is a really hard-to-find pair of unique gloves. And then if on the Shattered Chains, instead of having health, if I had Cleanse, those are the main weaknesses of the build. If I had Cleanse on Shattered... Honestly, best in slot would be Shattered Chains at least... Oh, hey, what up, Minamo? Best in slot would be Shattered Chains, 2 LP, Hybrid Health, Tier 7, and Tier 1. I mean, it could be Tier... Is there a way to cleanse Mimic Feast, though? Yeah, there is. You gotta have a belt. Here, I'll show you. If you have a level 6 1 LP weapon and if you slammed it, what will the level requirement be? Level 6. They don't increase anymore. They used to. The level requirement used to increase, but not anymore. So like this Cleaver solution is still level 27. And I slammed it with these high-end Exalted. So you can make a major OP level exactly. And that's what I did. That's what I did for this character. So we're going to look for Cleanse. So like this belt, for instance, you see this affix 71 ward gained on potion use, 100% chance to cleanse all ailments on potion use. The Mimic Feast will be cleansed if I drink a potion while using a belt with this affix on it. That's why that affix is generally on your belt considered best in slot in just about every build. And that's the weakness of my Void Knight, is I don't have a cleanse on my belt. So if I'm using Ravenous Void and it pops and then the Mimic Feast hits me, I'm pretty much dead. Because I can't leech health and I'm using Titan Heart, so I don't regenerate health. Yeah. What about a Racing Strike as your main attack? It won't attack as fast because a Racing Strike has a cooldown on it. Now you could go down here and take this node, no cooldowns, and just keep using it, but the attack speed on it won't be as fast. And then on top of it, the mana costs that you will be incurring will be so extreme, and then when it gets echoed, because it'll get echoed, the mana cost will be so high, I'll use this like 3 times and then I'll be out of mana and then I'll be stuck waiting for mana. One way we get around mana costs in the build is we take Time and Faith. where every time we use Rive directly or Vengeance, Smite, or Multi-Strike, we have to use them directly. When we directly use them, we gain mana back. So let me just show you. Let me use this, bam, I lost mana. I use that, bam, mana comes back. Would you use Titan Heart with no LP until you can get a better one? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I did. I used mana problem and attack speed would be a huge problem. Yeah, that's what I did when I was leveling. So I did a Void Cleave build on Paladin A, and I used a no LP Titan Heart until I found one with LP. This cycle I've slammed 5 or 6 Titan Hearts, and I have not gotten percent health to go over. And on top of it, I've only found LP1 Titan Hearts. I have not found an LP2 Titan Heart. But Titan Heart itself is a great chess piece. It's lacking on armor, but it gives you a massive health boost with that huge percentage health on it. And it gets even crazier when you put more percentage health on there. Like if you throw like a tier 6, tier 7 percentage health, bro, it gets insane. Oh, that's right. Thinking of making a Void Knight based around Marrowphage? Yeah, talk about a ton of leech with Marrowphage. You just gotta get lucky with the shatters, but yeah, it could be fun. Yeah, so much word. You like that, Manamo? That's a 9. Alright, let's go fight Orbis, and we're going to push our corruption. And this is why I bring healing hands on my hotbar. Just so I got some ward to deal with before this chucklehead spawns. And there we go. That was Orbis, ladies and gentlemen. What'd you think of that, Manamo? Sigh? Well, what's up, eh? Why are you sighing? Yeah, but this is gonna get nerfed. This is gonna get nerfed. I've played a ton of the other build. I mean, if you want to play some OP right now, you could go for this if you want. Boss damage is fine. Yeah, I think so. With the changes we made, single target DPS is actually pretty good. On my build, which build? The build I'm doing right now, answer would be, I think it's fine. I know for sure this is gonna get for sure this is gonna get nerfed. Because the devs have already said. So this right here, Divine Barrier, it's supposed to be scaling with attunement. Right? But right now it's scaling with healing effectiveness. And healing effectiveness is very easy to get because you can put it on your idols. If you're a paladin, you get 1% increased healing effectiveness per point of attunement. So if you got a ton of attunement already on your build, you're going to be getting a ton of healing effectiveness. And then on top of it, paladin can get healing effectiveness from the skill tree, most notably Valor and Holy Icon. So I'm doing a Void Knight version. And I'm using it for right now because I think it's fun. I feel like they'll change ward overall. Yeah, honestly, if they change ward overall, there'd be no reason to change this. Like, compared to other builds, I don't think this is insanely overpowered. It's been a long time, chat, since Sentinel has had an overpowered build, so to speak. Like, this is the closest Sentinel's had to an overpowered build in a while. Normally, when people think of Sentinel, they think of melee warriors, and your idea of 10k max ward might be fine. Well, especially on this build, it'd be fine. Most of the time, I don't even hit 10k ward. It's only against bosses I hit 10k ward. Oh, and then it goes to health? Okay. I saw somebody say ward should not... You should not be able to generate more ward than like 2 times your maximum health. Where do I get this? So there's a link in chat, Gabriel. That's for or Void can ignore ward. I don't know about that. Like PoE. Interesting. So Gabriel, that link right there is to Perry the Pig, who made a paladin version of this. So I'm trying to create a Void Knight version. But he's the one who, as far as I'm aware of, originated this. I will say, Gabriel, this build is bugged. It will get changed. There will be nerfs to the build because right now the ward generation is scaling with healing effectiveness and it's not supposed to. So we're scaling way more ward than we're supposed to with healing hands. I have not released a final version of the Void Knight Rive Healing Hands build. But Perry the Pig has released a final version of his Paladin build, and I'm going to direct people towards that. Gabriel, thank you for subscribing over on YouTube. You thinking about changing it up? Hey, Auto Bomber's pretty cool. Since you already got a level 95, you could check this one out. See what you think about it. I like the fact that it's melee, and actually, as a melee user, I actually feel tanky right now. You know what I'm saying? Oh, always want these. Oh, a tier 7 throwing attack speed? Yes, please. Now, if I could make it work with Healing Hands actually being the melee attack, like it doesn't do as much damage, right, chat? Like if you look at this, but because of this, we're getting the full effectiveness of Healing Hands, and then on top of it, if it echoes, I do get the ward generation from the echoes. But it feels kind of subpar. Because like when I'm doing that with Rive and they echo, I don't get ward generation from them. Because they're just echoing Rive. They're not echoing the Healing Hands that's being applied by Rive. So this is why on the build I've left Healing Hands here on the hotbar just to every once in a while just juice up my ward real quick. Oh, looks awesome. It honestly is just not really scaling that well, you know? It's not scaling to the same degree that, in terms of attack speed, that we're getting with Rive. Like, even if I took Rive off, like, let's say I was using something like Vengeance, like an unspec'd Vengeance. Like, even Vengeance attacks decently quick. Or Multi-Strike. Like, even Multi-Strike attack. Headed to bed. Thanks for the help, sir. Yeah, no problem, eh? Catch you later. Like, even this attacks decently quick. But Rive just attacks extremely fast. And the reason why we're using Rive on Void Knight is you can double your echo chance with it, right? As far as I'm aware of, I don't think there's a node Multi-strike attacks repeated by your echoes have additional swords. Okay. So, I mean, you could take that, but it doesn't, like, so for a build like this, you'd probably take this and then take that. Just to cause your multi-strike to attack really fast, and then you can increase its base critical by going down there. And then if we click on Vengeance, I don't know if there's anything that causes it to echo really fast. I mean, we could... There's this node that's kind of like the homage to Void Knight. You can gain the Void Essence with it. It's just... Rive just attacks so fast, and because you can double your Abyssal Echoes procs on it, you stack increased echo damage when a skill echoes, and bro, like the damage just it goes up real quick. Vengeance would probably be like eventually you'd probably have to drop Rive and use Vengeance just to push like high tiers of corruption because of this node bolster. You take less damage, you have increased armor when attacking, and then you would take attack speed. You can take the Reposite nodes. You can go over here and take this, or maybe take bolster and then try and spec into like Iron Blade. Like Iron Blade could be a thing. Right there, when you hit an enemy with Vengeance, you have a chance to attack with Iron Blade. What's the most plus to a skill you have found? Probably on Rune Master. There's an item called Rune Bolt. There's a skill called Rune Bolt. I found a wand that gave me a +5 to it. But honestly, I found a hammer called Renegade's Will. Gives me a plus. It has a range. It has a range of +3 to +5. Renegade's Will. I think I found... Pretty sure I found another one. Yeah, this one is 3 LP. And it's a +5. So I wouldn't mind trying Vengeance out with Renegade's Will. Yeah. Now you can't dual wield this. At least I don't think so, because when you take this node, you can only equip swords in your offhand. You cannot equip axes, you cannot equip hammers, so sadly, my idea of running 2 cleaver solutions wouldn't work. It can only be a sword in the offhand. The devs thought of this. So yeah, I can't run 2 Renegade's Wills, but I could run something like this, especially if I found like a sword with a high melee crit chance on it. Not even attack speed, just high melee crit chance. And then I ran Renegade's Will, and then like, let's say I found... At that point, I'm probably not going to need any pluses to Renegade's Will from there, but I could. It's just since Rive goes on your chest piece and Healing Hands goes on your helmet, it's a perfect match. I could stack a tier 6, tier 7 exalted Rive, tier 6, tier 7 exalted Healing Hands. Yeah, sounds sick, right? Man, just the base damage. Like, okay, I'm using an unspec'd Vengeance right now. Sure, it's not attacking as fast as it could, but like, jeez. Yeah, because it doesn't attack that fast. It feels very clumsy and slow in comparison. Wait, how do you generate that much ward? Hey, what's up, Etsukaze? Over on YouTube. I generate the ward because right now there's a bug in Healing Hands. So what's happening is I'm proccing Healing Hands when I'm attacking with Rive. That's not the bug. The bug is... it's just generating too much ward. So I'm not trying to abuse it. I'm just trying to play around with it. You know, when's the last time Sentinel ever had like a nutty build, right? I mean, the ward generation right here is peanuts compared to what Warlock's pulling off right now with those Torment, you know, those self-ignite builds. Have you guys seen those? Generating like 300k ward. I mean, this is peanuts, but it feels good because we're a melee build. And melee Sentinel builds have to optimize the ever-living snot just to, you know, try and compete. Yeah, 300k ward is busted. So, Etsukaze, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take Cleric's Hammer. This applies Healing Hands every time I make a melee attack. How are your Void passives? I'll tell you in a second. So, Etsukaze, Cleric's Hammer. So every time we make a melee attack, 100% chance to cast Healing Hands. Went over here, turned Healing Hands into a melee attack in and of itself. This is bugged in right now because it doesn't turn Healing Hands into... it doesn't allow Healing Hands to scale with fire. It just deals fire damage. It's kind of weird. But this is the node that's kind of breaking the whole setup right now. Divine Barrier. Healing Hands grants ward to allies based off of your attunement. I don't have any attunement scaling because right now this is scaling with healing effectiveness, which is vastly easier to stack than attunement. Then if an ally has an item that causes them to gain ward per second based off their missing health, Healing Hands' healing is actually converted to ward. So I got this pair of gloves. I'm losing a percentage of current health, and I'm gaining that percentage of current health that I'm losing. I'm gaining that same percentage as ward. Since I have this affix on, all of Healing Hands' healing is converted into ward. And then right now the bug is the scaling on Healing Hands. So it's generating way more ward than intended. So it will be fixed. When will it be fixed? I don't know. Probably after the season. That'll be my guess. Void passives. This is what I've taken so far. This needs to be cleaned up. This is not finalized. Honestly, Sorrow and Steel might be better than what I took down here. I took it because it added melee void damage. I'll have to play around with this. This might just be better to scale Rive's physical damage. But these are going to be your three most important ones, Etsukaze. You're going to want Echo Chance, 5 points. It's called Echoing Strikes. You're going to want 10 points in Time Legion. This is also going to give you a massive attack speed buff. On top of that, it's going to give you 10% chance to echo. And then Avatar of Regret. This costs 1 point. It gives you a further 10% chance to echo. So 10%, 10%, 10%. Then on top of it, you get 10% just for being a Void Knight. So this is a 40% chance to echo, right? Then in Healing Hands, not healing, in Rive, you double your echo chance. So I have an 80% chance to echo. Now this has no effect on how much ward I'm gaining. This has 0. This is just damage at this point. Okay, wow. I do have a homemade Void Knight, but I'll try these gloves. Yeah, they're an experimental affix. So you get them from the wizard, the fallen mages. You get them from these guys. The exiled mages. You know how they always drop an experimental item with an experimental affix? It'll be one of those. Or if you don't have that and you don't want to wait, if you got an Exsanguinous laying around, just use that. Yeah, so I mean, you seem to know what I'm talking about, but just for anybody else who's watching, you could also use Exsanguinous. It's a unique item. You'll lose even more health and gain that as ward. Honestly, I feel like something like this would be better. Last step of the leveling. Yeah, we're like level 84. I work full time, so I'm only getting a couple hours to play. I had taken 2 weeks off for launch, and I played Paladin pretty much that entire 2 weeks. So this build's gonna take me some time to get it all set up. I'll have to put in, some weekend grinding for sure. Like when we finally get to the weekend, I'll have to do like some nice long Saturday streams. So most of my damage is actually not coming from me. It's coming from my echoes. That's why it takes a little while for the damage to ramp up, but then the damage just starts going insane. Oh, Acor, thank you so much for subscribing over on Twitch. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. So yeah, Etsukaze, I feel like I've seen you here before. If you're not following the channel, feel free to subscribe over here on YouTube and drop in. I'll be playing this build for the foreseeable future. It's all right. I'm asking because I could not find Exsanguinous, but I found the last step of the... Oh, last step of the... Oh, when you said living, I thought you meant leveling. Man, thank you for being such a nice and helpful guy. I don't usually watch streams, but your content is hella good. Good job, man. Thank you. I've been working on it. Do I have a last step? I do not have a last step of the living. I thought you said last step of the leveling. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm getting near the end. Okay, let's look up last step of the living. Last step of the living. Yeah. Last step of the living would work just fine. It would also give you some of that ward decay threshold too. You're chilled every 3 seconds. That could be a problem. So I will say this. Chill in this game. So Etsukaze, you can definitely use that for now. If you just want to try the build, I would highly recommend try and get yourself a pair of gloves. It doesn't even have to be good, but try and get yourself a pair of gloves with this experimental affix, because here's the reason why. This build loves attack speed, and when you have a stack of chill on you, you lose 6% attack speed per stack. It stacks up to 3 times. You don't go off of this, you go off of this. Chill has less effect against players, right? So as players, we would only take 6% per stack, but still, you want to have as much attack speed as possible. So if you're having to constantly battle your own gear, I would not recommend it. Still, give it a shot. It'll get your foot in the door. You can use the build right now. Yeah, but go ahead and try it with the boots. Since you have the boots, just try it right now. Well, if you can right now. I don't know what you're doing. You might be at work if you're working late. It's almost 8 p.m. Pacific. The Tree of Anomaly passive, Shield Rush and Volatile Reversal as they are, and how much influence? Volatile Reversal is very important. The reason why is Harbinger of Dust. So if you take Incipient Void Rift and Terminal Void Rift and you work your way up here and you take all 3, so enemies hit by Volatile Reversal's Void Rifts take 30% damage for 4 seconds. So the idea is to walk up on an enemy, start doing this, wait 2 seconds, activate it, and then you hit them with both rifts. When you do that, Void Rift, they take 60% extra damage for 4 seconds. No, you're getting up for work. Got it. So Volatile Reversal is very important. Anomaly, this is not necessarily final, but I do feel like Anomaly would be better than Abyssal Echoes. Abyssal Echoes has its place, but Anomaly lets you cast the Time Bubble on yourself. When you cast Time Bubble, it shreds enemies' void resistance. If you take Nose here, you can increase your critical strike chance if you need crit. You can have the effects of the Time Bubble last for 2 seconds on exit. You can make it last longer. You can make the Time Bubble follow you around. It'll cost extra mana. You can decrease the cooldown. The 20% attack speed. This is nice. What I like the most, and I'll show you, is Time Lock is really nice on bosses. And I'll show you how it works. So, like, let's say these guys are bosses. I cast that on them. It freezes them for a few seconds. And the reason why it's nice on bosses is you can freeze a boss real quick, and you might be able to prevent them from doing an attack that might harm you. So it's a defensive and offensive skill. On top of it, when Anomaly's active, you get increased attack speed. And I got it set up just right that it could keep... And Void Knight just looks super cool, yeah. I got it set up just right with the Void Bubble that it's pretty much, if I remember, and I keep casting it often enough, I could keep it up almost permanently. So it works really great on melee because, again, if they're in the time bubble, slow gets applied to them. And we shred their resistances per second to void damage. And there we go.
Yes.
It's just I don't always remember to use Anomaly because I'm already killing enemies super fast. Shield Rush is just so I can get around, but here, let me show you something. So I'm going to despecialize the skill, right? I can no longer use Shield Rush. I'm going to take Sigils of Hope. I'm going to spec into Sigils of Hope. So let's actually... take that. Take 4 points, bam. Okay, cool. So per sigil, we're gonna gain extra. We're gonna gain extra damage per sigil. Let me take healing hands off my hotbar. So yeah, I'm not gonna be able to run around as much with Shield Rush. Make sure you keep it topped off. So yeah, I'm not running around as much. I'm not as fast. I'm not clearing as quick, but I'm now dealing more damage. Yeah. You have to be spec'd into it, but you don't need to have it on your hotbar. That is absolutely 100% correct, Acorn. I can't believe I found a 1 LP Aurora's Time Glass. This is absolutely insane. Honestly, with the attack speed increase, the ward retention, I don't know, chat. If we could slam this and get critical strike multiplier to go over, this might be the play. I mean, I will lose resistances, however. That's unfortunate. How about taking the points to make Healing Hands a traversal skill? Somebody did recommend that. I haven't tried it. Honestly, let's try that. Let's see, because I actually have the points. So I'll lose a little less ward. I'll lose some ward. What do I think about the cosmetics? I mean, this dude looks pretty drippy, chat. I'm not going to lie, man. Dude, the drip that this guy has, bro. I like the cosmetics, Acor. True, he looks high and mighty. Yes, that's right. My total healing efficiency right now is 653. I feel like that should be higher though. Oh, right, because I'm not rocking it in the relic or this. Also, if you have a shield, shield can stack a ton of healing efficiency. How was your day today? My day went pretty well. As well as can be expected. Honestly, most of my healing efficiency chat, though, is got to be coming from the idols. So the max you can get on these is 95. Imagine having 4 of these with 95 each, right? Yeah, that'd be sick. Let's see. So we don't want that one. Well, I guess we could take 5 points here. Increased healing efficiency from sigils. That could be cool. Let's take that. I like the quick cast. So we'll take the 5 points here. No dash build. See, this is what chat recommended. They're saying, hey, try it out with. They're saying try healing hands as a traversal skill. So we're giving it a shot. This is for science, right? Yeah, that's what I'm worried about, because Perry the Pig didn't take this because he had that. I had to give up some ward. Like, you see, chat, like, I'm having to give up ward and healing effectiveness just to make this work. And I'm not complaining, for sure. I mean, it'll be fine. I could probably lose one of these. I can honestly probably minus one of these and still generate enough mana from Rive to circumvent this. If that's the case, I can put a point back there, but we'll see how well it works. Because originally I shot down the idea because I like to have it on my hotbar. I don't feel like you can go that far with it, though, and then you got such a long cooldown. Like, you don't really traverse that far with it. It works. I don't know if I like this. I feel like I'd rather take an unspec'd lunge. Like it feels like I don't go that far. I mean, the one benefit is you don't require a target. Okay, so let's see. So you can so if I'm healing an ally other than myself, no point in taking that. I'm immune to damage while moving with healing hands. This does not affect indirect casts of healing. It does gain the traversal tag. Yeah, it kind of feels like a little mini shield dash. Okay, cheers. It was fun. I'll go to bed. I'm from Greece and it's 6 a.m. here. Okay, yeah, get some sleep, Acor. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, like, what's the range? Is it... Okay, okay. It seems like it's longer, but if I hit somebody, it stops. Or if I hit anything, it stops. That's kind of annoying. Yeah, like I hit somebody, it stops, and then I gotta wait 4.6 seconds. Oh, shoot. I was reading chat. Yeah, but then I'd have to put another point into it. I'd have to put another point into it, which means less ward. Oh, good old classic Rainbow's Edge. Actually, let's just put this in the range section. Oh, nice. Oh, excellent. Oh wait, he actually dropped. Oh my god. It's always such a cock blocker. Just let me look at this sword. He actually finally dropped the Eternal Eclipse. No LP. Barf. Absolute barf. It was a Siege Spire mission. Oh my god. Cool. Oh man, the war generation on this thing is gonna be insane. I lost out on the rewards, chat. Oh, maybe I should pick that up. Okay. There we go. Okay, so what if... What if I drop these 2 points? Okay. And I put all 3 points into that. Instead of doing the 1 2 1 2 1 2, we're doing the 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Let's do one more echo, gain some levels. Okay, now let's go back here. Fight Orbis. I don't even know if we could tank that. I'm not even going to try. Yeah, we couldn't tank it. Jeez, that did. Oh. We only lost one gaze. At least we, dude, I got like extremely lucky with that 2 LP Apathy's Maw, and then I have not found LP anything on Apathy's Maw since. Alright, well, we were supposed to push that higher. We really should start pushing these other timelines just to get some blessings. Really? That's bizarre. Because I'm at over 3,000 and I only got a 49%. I'm curious. No, that's okay, Green Grunt. Actually, Green Grunt, let's get you into the Discord and then you can just drop it there. How about that? Do you do Discord at all, Green Grunt? Because I don't think you can link in chat. The way I got it set up, I don't think you can link in chat. I can link in chat, but... Okay. I'll check that out after the stream. It's in the last Epoch chat? Yeah. No, actually, I'll check it out right now.
Alright guys, welcome to...
Yeah, I see that right away. He's probably got something giving him, Oh, it's Empyrean? Yeah. Yeah, and he's using Rialen's Plasma Orb build. Nice. Rocking the double red Reigns of Atlarium. That's a... Yeah, I see that. I wonder how that's the case. Oh, hey, what up, Reefer? I was just surprised by the 59%. Yeah. Have I seen Dune Part 2? I haven't even seen Dune Part 1, so no. I have not. I heard it was good. You'd recommend both? All right, Space Trucker. Yeah, that 59% armor mitigation, that's really interesting. Hey, what up, homie? How do I know? So the way I got my loot filter set up, I should probably be taking a look at them. But the thing is, I haven't updated my loot filter in a little while. But since I play with full name tags on the items, they'll have like clever names like Eviscerating or Slayer. I'll know Eviscerating's critical strike multiplier, Slayer's melee critical strike chance. And then if I see the item type, I kind of have a good idea of what an item type is. Made a pally at 74 right now. Smite build. Oh, heck yeah. So I'll just like see the names of items on the ground, space trucker, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I don't need that. I've just played the game enough times to quickly be like, oh no, I got plenty of those. I just haven't updated the loot filter. I've been lazy. So I know this is an augury plate. I got it orange because I need the class shards. Honestly, if you have a nice tight loot filter, you don't need to turn on the names. You'll know, oh, I'm looking for that. I just haven't updated my loot filter in a week. That's true. Yeah. If you have a nice tight loot filter, you don't need to turn on the full names. You already know it's something you probably want to take a look at. I main paladin, so it's easy for me. Yeah, that's true. I already know all the affixes I need to look for. I do have a few items that I have listed. If it drops as like a light blue color and it's highlighted, I'm like, oh, that's gonna be for slamming onto my weapons. Probably feels so easy to level with ward. It's fun. Yeah. Well, having ward on sentinels kind of like a newer concept in my opinion. We for the most part, us sentinel mains have been used to leveling with no ward and just going full health builds, and sentinel's really easy to just level with, but then when you really want to like maximize and push the end game, that's when it gets kind of hard. And that becomes easier for other classes to do. So for the upcoming cycles, I'll probably still start with Paladin as my cycle starter because it's just so easy to start, find loot, find affixes, stuff like that. But then, you know, maybe switch to something else later on, you know, after hitting like level 95. We'll see. Oh, they're crying nerf the paladin. That's a sentence you probably never when you have warlock that's broke. Yeah, I know, like this. Like this ward build right now, even like if I maximize my healing effectiveness, I doubt I could even hit 30k ward. On against some bosses, I'll get up to 20 ward, maybe 25. If I really maximized it, you know, I could probably be kissing 30k ward, but it decays so fast. Right? If you check the overall leaderboards on Arena, they're dominated by Falconer and Warlock. Primarily Warlock right now, but like right now, this guy, SSF, Warlock. This guy, SSF, Warlock. This guy, SSF. Warlock. 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 Falconer. Falconer. Warlock. Lich. Warlock. Somebody on a Beastmaster. Way to go. Warlock. 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 Falconer. Necromancer. Necromancer. Falconer. Runemaster. Runemaster. Marksman. Warlock. Paladin. Oh, wait. That's me. Look at me. I'm number 38. I pushed to wave 219. If I want to get in the top 10, chat, not only do I got to compete with Warlock, Falconer, and then the one Lich, I got to be clearing like wave 500. Yeah. And then Stockworks is on here. Stockwork 13. So yeah. So Babbling Bike, Warlock, Babbling Bike, Paladin. But yeah, like if I take this build on Void Knight to the arena and I'm like in this upper echelon, yeah, nerf Babbling Bike, right? Yeah, nerf me. If I'm in the upper echelon right here, like in the top 10 with this Void Knight build, which, come on, chat, really? But like, let's say I get up into this upper echelon, then I mean, you'll have a point. But like, look, this guy, level 95, Warlock, he's probably not even done gearing yet. Or he might be if he. This might not be his first character. Dejargo. Almond. I don't know Almond well, but Almond's been by the chat before. Really cool guy or gal. I don't know. They don't stream, but they have been hardcore. Like they're a hardcore solo, well, not hardcore like the game type, but they've played a ton of arena. I'm looking forward to Almond being up here, because if we look right here, Almond has played a lot of Lich, and they have done very well for themselves in beta. In the beta, they're all abusing Warlock right now. They know it's 100%. Yeah. Which is why I don't know if I'd call for Warlock, Paladin, and Falconer to be nerfed this cycle, because what's that going to do to the leaderboard? Like, honestly, what's that going to do to the leaderboard? Like, let's say my only shot of getting into the top 10 is to join the dark side and play a Warlock, right? Well, if I wait too long this cycle and this gets nerfed, I mean, does anybody have a shot at overtaking number one? Yeah. At the end, like, I fully expect this build that I'm playing right now to be nerfed. I'm hoping it'll be at the end of the cycle. Anything Hammers needs fix? Why does Hammers need fixing? Like buffing? Do you think Hammers need to be nerfed? I feel like it's the only thing you can Hammers can actually compete with. Like the only way Paladin can compete, in my opinion, is the various hammer builds out there. Hammer Smite, Nova Hammered in, Bleed Hammers. It goes through mobs, does no damage. Oh, okay. So you're calling for it to be fixed and possibly do more damage. The thing is, like hammers can do a lot of damage. It's just gearing for it is strange. Gearing for it is super strange. Oh, you're talking about spiral hammers. That's just kind of built into the game. They're not good single target. Have you tried out Nova Hammered In, where you just build out the damage in hammers? Because the way that works is it just shoots hammers out around you in a Nova, just going in all different directions. They don't spiral or anything. It's like, I think my record on the SSF leaderboard still stands from beta. I think I'm still like number 40. I do think the hitboxes have to be adjusted when you're using something like hammers, for sure. Oh, that's right, homie. That is right. All right, guys, if you're over here on Twitch, I'm going to send you towards Typical Outlaw. He's a cool guy. I got to shut it down for tonight. I know it's earlier than normal, but I have to go to work at 6 a.m., so I got to get to bed here pretty quick. So if you're over here on Twitch, send Typical Outlaw our love, and yeah. YouTube, thanks for rocking with me today, man. You guys have been awesome. Absolutely. Looking forward to more Void Knight Rive Healing Hands. The weekend's going to be lit for sure. But yeah, I'm shutting it down for today. It looks like a couple people just clicked. Unfortunately, I'm out of here. So anyway, you guys have yourselves a good one. I'll be back again tomorrow. I'm opening at work all week, 6 a.m. So I'll be trying to start a little bit earlier and then end around this time, maybe earlier. But anyway, you guys take care. Peace out.